want to show you something. I was born in 1971, and I, like everybody, all the nerdy boys of my generation, discovered Dungeons and Dragons. And after you get tired of Dungeons and Dragons, or your group kind of doesn't work anymore, or whatever's happening, you take curiosity in other things, and things that have lesser commitments. And this is one of them that, you know, nobody ever really wanted to play Illuminati with me, so I don't even remember how to play it. But it's a really interesting game, and it was instructive to me as a, I got it when I was like 14 or something. All right, so this is, and when you're young, you're interested in all this stuff, you know, Loch Ness Monster and secret societies and stuff like this, and this was kind of an awakening. And of course, nobody wanted to play this game because it's like, look at it. It doesn't look like this now. They have a much fancier version, but this is how it was originally, right? And these are the dice, and you see these are instructions that I don't remember how they work, but and these are credit card pieces I cut up for some reason. And these are the dice, and but this is the interesting part, because this is about control. This is about structures of power, and it's kind of a joke game. It's based on the writings of Robert Anton Wilson. As you can see, I think what happens is each player picks one of these major groups, and then there's all these other subgroups, which are just kind of, you know, minor groups. So you each start a major group, like you're going to be the UFOs, you're going to be the Gnomes of Zurich, you know, there's a funny one. The Discordian Societies, I don't know why they made them so powerful. The Bavarian Illuminati, because I mean, the Discordian, they're kind of a joke, right? The Servants of Cthulhu, all right, that's fun, right? And the Bermuda Triangle. I guess they just did it for fun, right? And so what you do is you get all, and then you use these mega bucks, right? These represent billions, trillions of dollars, whatever. And then you get these, you control Madison Avenue. That's powerful. They're really good at propaganda and computer espionage. Punk rockers, you know, you get into subcultures. And I don't know, I got into all kinds of subcultures and stuff. Fiendish Floridators, the IRS, that's a good one. You know, they can do stuff. They got a lot of power, resistance, income. They generate income, it says. You know, so they generate mega bucks for you. Post office, you reform Cheers to Satan. These are really fun. And what you do is you compete for power and influence, and you can link these subgroups and to your major groups. But you see, the punk rockers, they can't control anybody else. They're too dispersed and disorganized. They can't control another group, right? But the mafia, for example, you can, with the Servants of Cthulhu. Wait, I guess it has to go like that, because there's where the arrows go. If they only go one way, you can control the punk rockers with the mafia. You can control the science fiction fans with the mafia. This is a funny one, because they got a little beanie hat, see? Right? The FBI, in the FBI, it's pretty good at control, so you want that. You'd want that one, right? So you got the Servants of Cthulhu, you do that one. Big media, that's a good one, right? Gun lobby, oh yeah, man. And they're just like, they got power, they got resistance. Normal resistance is 3. Against any liberal, communist, or weird group, resistance is 10. Right? It's just like, they're not taking any of that shit, right? So that's funny. CIA, whatever. Oh, this is labor, power, resistance, income. So they make money. They're liberal, though, you know. So you got different groups, or they have different political orientation. SMOF, I don't remember what SMOF stands for. SF fans and wargamers. Oh, they can control SF fans and wargamers. SMOF, I don't remember what. Weird. They're a weird group. That's their alignment. Media campaigns. Republicans, obviously, they're pretty, you know, they're conservative, and they got power, for resist income. So what you do is you just kind of lock these all together. Moral minority. That's awesome. The progressives, right? Moral minority. We're losing. The feminists, you get the feminists, power, resistance, income, but they can +3 in any attempt to control any liberal group. But you can't control well, you see, the punk rockers and the feminists are weird. Or the punk rockers are weird and the feminists are liberal. I don't remember how that works, but it has to do with bonuses and what can control what. These are communist conspiracy. Deep agents, right? Holder's card may play it after privilege has been revoked only once to totally abolish the... I don't remember how that works. Hollywood, that's a good one. You know, influence the media, right? Influence, but resistance. They're liberal, but they have very low resistance. Their resistance is 0. They can be steered around by other groups, other interests. Democrats, South American Nazis, like South American Nazis, okay, like Dr. Mengele, whatever. Boys from Brazil, nephews of God, like these conservative faith fanatic. The conservative fanatic is their alignment. Multinational oil companies, obviously income. cocaine smugglers, Moonies, that's a fun one. United Nations, that's a big one. Anti-war activists, interference, CIA. I thought I would the phone company. All right, that's good. You know, police departments, Boy Scouts. They are straight, peaceful. There we go. Elders of Zion, which are fanatics. This is, of course, a fictional group because we know the protocols of Elders of Zion are a fiction. The Fred Birch Society, they are conservative and straight. Parent-teacher agglomeration. SMERSH. SMERSH is like, SMERSH is, that's like from, I don't know, Mission Impossible or something. Society for Creative Anachronism. I always liked that one because when I was a teenager, I wanted to do that. And eventually I did some of that. Psycho gangs. Echo guerrillas. Yeah, I like that one. Cattle mutilators, that's cool, right? Criminal, weird, who mutilates the cattle? Semi-conscious Liberation Army. Criminal, violent, weird, liberal, weird, communist. I think some of you guys are in this group. Conservative, violent, that's KKK, bribery, and war gamers. All right, so I like that one too. But the thing is, nobody wanted to play this one. I probably already explained. Nobody wanted to play this game with me because, I don't know, they were just kind of over it. And other games, they wanted to play like Axis and Allies. And they wanted to play those games with the fighting robots and stuff. And this game was just not flashy enough. And nobody really wanted to play Dungeons and Dragons anymore. And because it was too much of a commitment. And the games are so slow and all that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. Eventually, I just kind of gave up on gaming and stuff. But I still like the idea. I like to think about it. I like to read about it. But, and it formed kind of my thinking on some things and my curiosity about conspiracy theories and power structures and groups and so on and so forth, and about how propaganda works and all this kind of things, how control structures work, which fed into my interest in advertising and all that kind of stuff, and interest in propaganda and all this sorts of things. That well, I think there's something to be learned from this game. It's pretty interesting. I don't know if it might be worth looking into it. It's it's fun, and of course they have expansion sets and so on. But I just had the basic one because nobody ever wanted to play, so I never went any further with it.